Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes 2021 recruiting class is the man himself, a guy who needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway, Logan Landers. How's it going, Mr. Landers?
What's up, Jeremiah? Another great day to talk some football with you, buddy. And I'm ready to get rocking with these Ohio State recruits. There's a lot of them today, so if you guys get me a little short of wind or anything, then don't mind me. I'm going to go through these prospects, fly through them, and I'm giving you some good in-depth coverage, no doubt. So I'm ready to talk about these guys and see how they can produce for the Buckeyes.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to jump straight to it. We've got over 20 recruits. For everybody watching at home, be sure to tell us which of the recruits you're most excited about in the comments, and definitely make note of anything that you'd like us to explore even deeper about any of these prospects, and we'll break down individual players later on. So without further ado, Mr. Landers.
All right, Jeremiah, let's do it. First one off the board. All right, first let's just talk about them real quick. So right now, the national rank for the Buckeyes recruits, second in the nation. Very, very solid, of course. First in the Big Ten, and they have 21 players that have signed a letter of intent to play for the Buckeyes. So without further ado, let's get on into these guys, and let's talk a little bit more about them. So the first one off the board is Jesse Mirko. A little bit of fun fact about Jesse is he's not from the U.S. He is coming out of Australia. So we're going to get a little bit of international flavor coming here for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He's a punter at the moment, so we'll see him kicking the ball left and right. Hopefully they can get them some good field position, of course. I'm sure he's got a booming leg. Three-star recruit, fifth at his position right now, and second in Australia. So right now he's looking very good, and hopefully they got a steal coming from Australia. So we'll have to see how he can produce in the U.S. this year. So after him, going to be Jalen Johnson. Jalen is also a three-star recruit, 6'1", 200 pounds. Plays for safety out of LaSalle, which is out of Ohio. 411th nationally. He is 29th in his position as a safety, and he's 13th in the state of Ohio. So he's staying home. He's going to the Buckeyes. He's going to stay in the state of Ohio, and he's going to hopefully produce some good turnovers, passes defended at the safety position. Coming up next is Sam Hart. Sam is out of Aurora, Colorado. He is a tight end, 6'5", 225. So he's already got the good frame that you like to see. Especially at such a young age, too. Three-star recruit, 15th ranked tight end in his position, third in the state of Colorado, and 390th ranked nationally. So he's already got all the good height and weight. It's just you got to be able to get some of that muscle, like I say every week on the show. Just got to bulk up a little bit, and as long as you got some of those Elmer glue type hands, you're going to be able to get a good bit of passes for the Buckeyes. So we'll see how he can do at the tight end position, no doubt. Up next is Zane Mikowski. So Zane is out of where is it? He's out of Floyd Central, where he went to high school, offensive tackle, 6'6", 288 pounds, four-star recruit, 318th nationally, 23rd in his position, and fourth in his state. So we're already going to go be a little bit higher, man. We've already went through three of these prospects. They're all 3 stars. From here on out, it's just 4 stars and up. So Ohio State got a very good recruiting class, and hopefully Zen can produce well as the offensive tackle for the Buckeyes in the near future. All right, coming up next after our boy Zen, we're going to be talking about Jansen Dunn. So Jansen Dunn is out of Kentucky, Bowling Green to be exact. He's a safety, 6'2", 178, 4-star recruit, 203rd in the nation, 12th in his position, and second in the state of Kentucky. So let's see how he can do, man. Hopefully, we've seen that it's always kind of hit and miss on these prospects, especially on the defensive end too. It's always harder to judge how they're going to translate defensively in terms to offense, because high school is a lot different than college, and it's especially different than going from Bowling Green, Kentucky, where Jansen played, than Ohio State. So we'll have to see how he can produce, but hopefully, he's already got a pretty cool picture there. So if you're watching us live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, but if you're on the podcast, I'll just do a little quick description. He's just chilling in some nice Ohio State chairs with a football, looking at I'm gonna get a lot of interceptions this year. So that's what he's gonna rock with. Hopefully, he can get some good picks for the Ohio State Buckeyes in his career there. So after him, we're gonna be going with Denzel Burke. So Denzel is out of Scottsdale, Arizona. He's billed as an athlete, so that means he played two different positions in high school, but they couldn't really pick which one he was better at, so they're going to list him as an athlete. So that typically means he's going to be either a wide receiver or a cornerback safety type of player. So that means that 6 foot 189. He's 8th in his position, 3rd in the state of Arizona, and 192nd ranked. So Denzel's already got, good bit of tools. It's always good to have that athlete kind of build. That means you're always going to try and get your way onto the field no matter what position you're going to play. So that's always a good thing to have him as. And we'll see how he can go on to the next level, and hopefully he can get a solidified role for the Buckeyes and help them out. All right, after him, we're going to be doing Andre Terrentine. So Andre is out of Nashville, Tennessee, went to Innsworth High School. Safety, 6 foot 175, 167th ranked national player, 9th in his position at the safety, and 4th in the state of Tennessee. So I know, Jeremiah, you got your eyes locked in on this guy being, another guy from Tennessee, like we've seen over the past couple of weeks here. They always go to the South to get some of these guys. So
that's right.
Hopefully Andre, there you go. Hopefully Andre can be another guy from Tennessee that we can talk about on this show, and hopefully he'll produce good for Ohio State. Up next is Leake Williams. Leake is where is he here? Defensive tackle at Uni Reed in Virginia. 6'3", 330 pounds already. Big boy. 4-star, 161st ranked national player, 12th in his position, and 6th out of the state of Virginia. So I think that's fair to say he's already got the height and weight looking to him at 6'3", 330 pounds. So he's looking really good, and hopefully that can translate into a bunch of sacks at the defensive tackle position for the Buckeyes. So coming up after Mr. Williams, we're going to be going to Ben Cristman. So Ben is a young man who is out of Ohio, of course, so he's going to be staying at his hometown. I'm sure he's been watching the Buckeyes since he was a little kid. He's not little anymore, though. 6'6", 299 pounds on the dot, offensive guard, 124th ranked player nationally, 6th in his position, also 6th in the state of Ohio for guards. So big guy already looks like he can fill out the part, and he's going to be blocking a lot of those opposing defensive tackles and defensive ends. He's going to be protecting his quarterback. So we'll see if he can like I said, he's already got the great weight and height frame, of course, man. So just got to be able to get those muscles up a little bit, and he'll be good for many years to come. No doubt in my mind, he can produce at that guard position. Coming up next, Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, that name might sound familiar if you guys are watching live. That is his father, Marvin Harrison, who played for the Indianapolis Colts for many years and produced, an amazing wide receiver. And his son is following in the footsteps. Another wide receiver, and at a St. Joseph's Prep School out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 6'3", 190, 4-star recruit, 91st in the nation, 15th in the position, 5th in the state. So he's already got a lot of eyes on him just based off of the name alone. So hopefully he can, you got Marvin Harrison, one of the best wide receivers in, just NFL history. Hopefully, Junior can get up there and produce for the Buckeyes, and he can do better, hopefully better than his father has. So let's see how I'm going to keep a close eye in his career. I know a lot of the media is as well, just based off that name value alone. So, best of wishes to Marvin Harrison Jr. So after him, we're going to be talking about Reed Carrico. Reed is out of Ohio, inside linebacker, 6'3", 225, 84th in his position, or 84th ranked national player, 5th in his position, and 4th out of the state of Ohio. So like you see, we've seen, with a good bit of these players, they like to scout in their hometown, and Reed is no exception to that. Inside linebacker, so he's hopefully going to be, getting a good bit of tackles in that linebacker position, going to be scouting a lot. Got to have a good bit of eyesight to play that linebacker position. You got to be able to know what play is going to be coming from the offensive side of the ball, and you got to be able to have some really good vision. And I think Reed's got all the talent to do so. I have next, Evan Pryor. So Evan is a young man out of Cornelius, North Carolina. And, man, he is a star. 5'10", 190 pounds, 81st ranked national player, 2nd in his position, and 4th in the state of North Carolina. So Evan is a absolute stud, as we can see, man. He's already rocking the Ohio State colors there. And he's a running back, so he's going to be a very kind of shifty type of running back. He's not going to be trucking people and anything. He's not going to be doing stiff arms, but he's going to be juking and driving all over the place. So I have no doubt that he's going to be a star for Ohio State, because we've seen them. They can produce some good offensive stars. I think that, Evan might be another one of them, 4-star recruit. So we've seen crazier things in college football happen, but I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he'll be produced for the Buckeyes for years to come. Up next, Jordan Hancock. So Jordan is a young man out of North Gwinnett, out of Suwanee, Georgia. Cornerback, 6'1", 170. Four-star recruit, 67th in the nation. Fourth in his position, and 8th in the state of Georgia. So quarterback, like I said, gotta have a good defense in college, and hopefully we're all rooting for this guy already just off the Georgia State alone. So hopefully he can produce out there and do some good work for Ohio State in the near future. Up next, we're going to talk about Jalen Ballard. So Jaden is a young man out of Washington. He was out of Ohio, but he went to Washington High School. He's a wide receiver, 6'2", 175, 66th ranked national player, 8th in his position at the wide receiving slot, and 3rd in the state of OHIO. So we'll see how Jalen can do, man. It's always tough to be a wide receiver going up against all these stacked defenses, but hopefully he can produce for these Buckeyes and get a good bit of catches for them, get some touchdowns as well, rack up some receiving yards, and hopefully we can talk about him in a couple of years as one of the better wide receivers. We'll have to see. Coming next is Mike Hall. Mike is a defensive tackle out of Streetsboro, Ohio. 6'3", 290 pounds, 49th ranked player in the nation, 4th in his position, and 2nd in the state of Ohio. So big guy here, very highly touted, almost a 5-star recruit, but wasn't able to crack that yet. But man, he's already got the muscles there, as you can see in that picture if you guys are watching us. But he's already got a good bit of he's already got a good bit of mass to him and bulk. So we'll see what he can do as the future, hopefully starting defensive tackle for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Our boy Jeff Hunt here saying he's loving this episode. Oh, I know you are, Jeff. We had you in mind. We were doing this one. Don't worry about that, man. But we still got a few more players, Jeff. So be sure to stick around. All right, up next, Jalen Johnson. So Mr. Johnson is out of Missouri, cornerback position, 47th ranked in the nation, 3rd in his position, number 1 out of the state of Missouri. So, hey, this guy's already got a lot of talent. All the guys in Missouri are loving him. Hopefully he can produce for the Buckeyes. We will have to see, but we're getting close, Jeremiah. This is the last 4-star recruit here. And from here on out, all 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. So Jalen just missed that 5-star ranking, but hey, he's already up there, highly touted. So we'll see if he can produce. He's already got all the tools in his toolbox to produce for these Buckeyes. So our first 5-star recruit, we're going to be talking about Kyle Mccord. So Kyle is a pro-style quarterback, 6'3", 215 pounds, and 25th in the nation, 3rd in his position, and 2nd in the state, man. So he is looking already very good. He's already got a really good height and weight build to him as well. He's coming out of St. Joseph's out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania as well. So he's looking already pretty good. And we've seen, the Ohio State quarterbacks, they've done very well in college. So hopefully Kyle can be up there as another guy who can produce for this Buckeye system and get them a good bit of wins. So I have all the faith in the world in Mr. Mccord here to lead the Buckeyes to another successful draft or another successful recruiting class for the quarterback position. Up next is Trayvion Henderson. So Trayvion is a running back out of Hopewell, Virginia. And man, this dude's impressive already. 5'11", 195, so he's already got some speed to him. 24th ranked player in the nation. 1st in his position, so this is the best running back that you could have gotten in this 21 recruiting class. And 2nd in his state of Virginia. So this guy, he's looking good already, Jeremiah. He's looking very solid, and I'm ready to see what he can do at the next level, man, because he's already got a lot of hype around him being the number one running back already. So he's already got a lot of hype to him, and let's see if he can live up to it, man. I'm ready to see him ball out on the field for those Buckeyes. All right, up next, Donovan Jackson. So Donovan comes out of Bel Air, Texas, offensive guard, 6'4", 308, 17th ranked player in the nation, 1st in his position, and 2nd out of the state of Texas. So already a very big guy. You got to have those really good offensive linemen, and Donovan's already looking the part. He's already. I'm sure he's eating, dreaming, and sleeping about all those times he's going to be blocking all those defensive ends, going to be giving them some pancakes, and he's going to be laying them flat on their back to protect his quarterback. So Donovan's already got a lot of hype around him, like all these players do, man. But he's going to be good. I got a feeling he's going to be a good player for these Buckeyes. All right, coming up next, Emeka Egbuka. So Emeka is a young man coming out of the state of Washington here. Wide receiver, 6'1", 190 pounds. like I said, 5-star recruit from here on out. He's the 9th-ranked player nationally, first in his position. This is the best wide receiver that we've seen in all the draft recruit videos. This is the best one here. So he's already got a lot of hype around him, and he's second in the state of Washington, just player-wise. So he's looking really solid here, Jeremiah. Like I said, the 6 foot 190 wingspan and everything. He's looking pretty good. He's already got the Ohio State gloves on. So he's ready to be catching a bunch of passes for these Buckeyes in the near future. So I'm ready. I'm looking forward to see what Mecca can do for these guys. And he might be one of those kind of guys you hear about in a couple of years looking for those Blitnikoff trophies at one of the best wide receivers. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. But so far, he's looking very solid. All right, Jeremiah, this is the last one. The last guy on the list here. And we're ending it with a complete and utter bang. Talking about Jack Sawyer, coming out of Pickerington, Ohio. He is a defensive end, 6'5", 248 pounds, 4th in the nation, 3rd in his position, 1st in the state of Ohio, 5-star recruit. And this guy just looks like he just trains nonstop. If you guys are watching us live, he just is an absolute monster of a man at such a young age. And he's got all of the physical attributes, as we can see. And I've watched some film on him, and he looks explosive coming off that, man. He looks really good. So I got a lot of talent. I got a lot of hype on Jack Sawyer. I think he could be one of the next big things in college football if all goes well for him. So he's got a lot of hype around him. And, man, we'll have to see if we hear his name a lot more, in the coming weeks and years about how impressive this guy is. But I'm looking forward to him. But – man, we got it through it. That's the last one. That's all the 21 recruits. So we were able to knock those out, I think, pretty smoothly. So
excellent job.
Pat on the back here.
Yeah, Mr. Laser, let me do a shout out just for getting through all of those recruits. That's a lot of information to get through. There's a lot of very interesting people to talk about there. So out of that entire draft class, what really stands out to you? Is there a certain player that you really think people should keep their eye out for, or is there anything specific people should know?
Yeah, I do think Jack Sawyer, I think that's the number one guy, obviously, with all his talent and all that. I think that he's going to be a star for the Buckeyes. If I had to pick another one, like I say, he's on the defense, man. I'd go offense. I'll go with Trayvion Henderson for the running back position. He's another guy I think that can really produce. Those are two guys I'm kind of banking on in terms of, since they are 5-star recruits. You can't go wrong with those for the most part. If I had to go with kind of a lower star guy that I talked about earlier, like a 3 or 4-star, I'll go with 4-star. I'll go Marvin Harrison Jr. I'll go with him just based off the name value alone. And he's got to have a good bit of his dad's catching abilities and whatnot, route running. So, and then if I'd go with a 3-star guy, kind of coming out the woodworks here, I'll go with Sam Hart. Sam Hart, the tight end, just the 6'5", 225 already. That's got me looking like, okay, this guy's already got the height and stuff. As long as he can get some good, as long as he can block, and as long as he can get some good catches, I think those guys might be able to help out the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Wow, that's exciting. So for everybody watching at home, if you missed any of the draft picks, because we are a live show, as soon as this is over, you can go back and watch the entire lineup. Over 20 people have committed. 21 people so far. 21 people so far have signed those commitment letters, and they're ready to go. Ohio State is going to be huge. We've got the championship coming up. We've got the recruiting classes all start to come out now. We've got everything starting to get ready for the end of the season, and I couldn't be more excited, honestly. Broadcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia, and if you want to watch us, you can come back every week, and we are on the Believe Podcast Network. And that is one thing that we love to do, is we love to talk about how we do our show big, and the reason that we do it like that is for you. And so over on the Believe Podcast Network, we've got our podcast running, and you can look at it on Spotify, and you can also go over to Apple Podcast. Logan, how have you liked the podcast? Have you liked having the podcast? We've been doing that for just a few months. How have you felt about having the podcast out?
Man, it's been awesome. It's been kind of a nice. It's been a good change, I think, for us, man. Because usually, we do our live stuff here on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch as well. We also do up some clips on Instagram as well. But it's a nice kind of change of pace, I think, to kind of it's always good to, be in the car, listen to an old video of ours where we did like an old recruiting video, old draft profile, something along the lines of that. And it's always kind of nice to see, if we were right on our predictions. We do a lot of game previews. It's always fun for me to go back and listen to all the Legends interviews that our guy Bobby Butler does. And that's always a fun listen to in the car ride, show some friends and whatnot. And it's just cool to say, we got a podcast. So it's always fun. I've loved throwing all those clips together, editing all those, throwing them up there. And it's been great. So, it's been a great experience. You guys have been awesome over there, checking out our video.
Yeah, I love the work that you're doing over there, helping us make sure that.
Yeah, man, appreciate that. But, yeah, it's been fun, though. Absolutely. I enjoyed it a lot and looking forward to it.
Yeah, and so for everybody at home, make sure you just look up wherever you listen to podcasts, just look up 100 Yards of Football. We're all over Apple. We're all over Spotify every single week, and we're all over everywhere that you can listen to your podcasts. So for everybody here at 100 Yards of Football, I'm Jeremiah Long, the producer, and I've been joined with the host with the most, who just broke down the entire Ohio State 2021 recruiting class as it stands currently, Mr. Logan Landers. So for the whole team, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We love it when you share our videos. It gives us an organic reach that we can't even get by ourselves. So everything that you do really helps us out. So for the whole team, thank you so much, and we'll see you later.